Hello YouTube, I'd like to take you through a few tips on how you can get the most out of your wood burning stove. If your stove is a new installation, you need to make sure that all the plasterwork surrounding the stove is fully dried before you use it, otherwise you will have flaking and cracking plaster. On the first use of the stove, you need to make sure you only have a small fire, probably only just using some kindling. But on the first time that you use the stove, there will be a smell where the paint is burning off and inside the stove is settling. So make sure that the room is extremely well ventilated on the first use. I recommend leaving a window or a door fully open. Only use dry seasoned wood for burning on your wood burning stove. This means wood that has been dried out for at least 3 to 6 months. If you use wood which is of a higher moisture content, or green wood is a big no-no, you will get a lot of smoke generated and also creosote and tar, which can line the inside of your chimney flue and cause you problems down the line. Don't overfill your stove with too much wood. Burning the stove with too much wood causes it to overheat, and this can cause damage to the stove, especially to the top baffle plate or to the fire bricks. Burn your logs on a bed of ash. I only empty my log burner maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. Burning on a bed of ash helps the wood burn because it reflects the heat back onto the log and insulates the warmth inside the stove. When lighting your stove, it's a good idea to build it on a bed of newspaper or cardboard and then some kindling of softwood which is properly dried, and then stack your wood in a crosshatch pattern, leaving plenty of air gaps between the wood pieces to allow the air to circulate inside the stove and in between the wood. This will help the wood set alight much quicker. As you can see, I also use an additional fan to help push the air all around the house. This really helps spread the warmth around my home. Make sure that you always use a heat-proof glove when opening the door to refill the stove during having a fire. It's best not to try to refill the stove until the fire has burned well down, and only add 1 log at a time. It's absolutely essential that you have a carbon monoxide alarm and a smoke alarm, and that you test them regularly. My last tip is about the glass on your stove. It's best not to stack the wood right up against the glass, otherwise this blackens the glass as it burns. But it is quite easy to clean the glass on your stove. All I use is warm water with a tiny little bit of soap and some kitchen roll. If you dip the kitchen roll in a little bit of ash with the warm water and then use that just to scrub the front of the glass, you won't damage it using the ash, it doesn't scratch. And then finally just wipe off with a piece of wet kitchen roll as you're done. Of course, only do this when the fire is fully cold. I hope these tips have been of some use to you, and please consider subscribing and liking the video. Thanks very much. Bye bye.